We begin tonight in Kershaw County. That's where remains that were found some 2 months ago have finally been identified by the county coroner.
Chris English is joining us to explain why it took investigators so long to identify the man's body.
Erica, family members were on hand as Coroner David West announced that remains that were found back on November 26th belonged to William Bill Black, who disappeared back in 2018. But questions still remain about how Black spent his final days and what ultimately led to his death.
It is William Black. Everybody knows him as Bill Black.
This afternoon, Kershaw County Coroner David West made the announcement that remains found near East York Street in Camden were those of Bill Black. Black was 45 years old when he was reported missing back in 2018. After speaking with several of Black's acquaintances, investigators searched an area near Camden but came up empty-handed. Black remained listed as a missing person until 6 years later. Two boys were riding their bikes through a heavily wooded area and came across a skull and several bones. Kershaw County Sheriff Lee Bowen says the condition of the remains made it difficult for investigators to find a match.
Because the bones were exposed to the elements the entire time, the entire 6 years, a lot had to be done to get to the DNA. I think our coroner's office went to like 3 or 4 different places till they finally were able to get the DNA extracted and be able to run a hit to positively determine it.
Black's son, Brandon, says his dad disappeared at a crucial time in their relationship.
He is greatly missed, and he was taken away at the most important time that I really needed him.
Bill's brother, Alan Black, says this is just the first step toward closure.
I'm glad we found him, but this is step one. If anybody knows anything of any kind, of any sort, please come forward. Everybody deserves to have answers.
Tonight, investigators say they are unable to determine a cause of death for Bill Black. Sheriff Bones says that the investigation into Black's death will continue, and that investigators have already followed up on dozens of leads, unfortunately many of which have turned out to be nothing more than rumors. The sheriff says if anyone has information that could help solve this case, he's encouraging them to contact the Kershaw County Sheriff's Office as soon as possible. In Kershaw County tonight, Chris English, News 19 WLTX.